On the edge of a small town stood an old workshop that everyone had forgotten. Its wooden doors were faded, the windows dusty, and the sign above it had almost lost its letters. But inside that quiet workshop worked a young man named Daniel. Daniel had once dreamed of becoming a great inventor. As a child, he loved taking broken things apart, old radios, clocks, even bicycles, and trying to make them better, while other children played outside. Daniel spent hours building strange little machines that clicked, and sometimes even worked. But dreams have a way of fading when life becomes difficult. After Daniel's father passed away, the workshop was all he had left. The bills kept piling up, customers stopped coming, and many nights he went to bed wondering if he should just give up and close the shop forever. One rainy evening, Daniel sat alone at his workbench. A single flickering bulb hung from the ceiling. The sound of raindrops tapping on the roof echoed through the empty workshop. In front of him lay his latest invention, a small portable lamp that could run for days without electricity. He had spent months building it, hoping it could help people in places where power outages were common, but no one believed in it. He had shown it to shop owners, investors, even neighbors. Most of them smiled politely and said things like, "That's nice," before walking away. A few simply laughed. Daniel sighed and stared at the lamp. "Maybe they're right," he whispered. "Maybe it's useless." Just then, the power in the workshop suddenly went out. The room felt completely dark. Daniel groaned and leaned back in his chair. Power outages were common in the town, but tonight it felt like the darkness was mocking him. For a moment, he sat there in silence. Then he slowly reached for the small lamp on his table. He switched it on. A warm, steady glow filled the workshop. The light was soft but powerful enough to illuminate every corner of the room. The tools on the walls, the scattered screws, the old wooden bench, all of it appeared clearly under the gentle light. Daniel stared at it, surprised by how well it worked. And for the first time in weeks, he smiled. The next morning, Daniel carried the lamp into town, not to sell it, he had already tried it, but simply to show it. Working during the blackout, as luck would have it, the electricity went out again that afternoon while people were crowded in the market. Shops went dark, people complained. Some vendors began packing up early. Then Daniel turned on his lamp. A few nearby sellers gathered around his table, curious about the bright glow. "What is that?" one woman asked. "A lamp I built," Daniel replied quietly. "It doesn't need electricity for several days." Soon more people gathered. A fruit seller asked if she could use it at night. A mechanic wondered if it would help during blackouts. A student said it would be perfect for studying when the lights went off. For the first time, people weren't laughing. They were interested. Within weeks, Daniel's workshop was alive again. People came to buy the lamps, and some even asked him to teach them how to build and repair simple machines. The dusty workshop slowly transformed into a small learning space where young people gathered too. Create, fix, and invent. One evening, months later, Daniel stood outside his shop watching the sunset. The warm glow from dozens of his lamps shined through the workshop windows as students worked inside. A young boy approached him holding a half-built device. "Daniel," the boy said excitedly, "do you think this invention will work?" Daniel looked at the messy wires and crooked parts and smiled. "Maybe it will," he said. "Maybe it won't." The boy's face fell slightly. "But that's not the important part." Daniel continued gently. "The important part is that you didn't give up before finding out." The boy nodded and ran back inside. Daniel looked up at the sky as the evening grew darker. The town lights flickered on and off again, as they often did. But inside the workshop, the lights never went out. Because sometimes the brightest light in the world begins with someone who refuses to quit in the dark.